Hello, Antioch community. My name is J.G. LaRochette, and I'm the founder and director of Mindful Life Project. It's been a true honor of ours to serve your youth and schools through our direct service mindfulness programming over the last couple of years. And during this time where COVID-19 is really causing so much stress and so much suffering, we want to be here to support your mental and emotional well-being. We'll be providing these videos so you can really cultivate mindfulness practices to counter this unbelievable time that we're in. The brain is naturally wired for survival. It's going to look at what's coming through its experience as either safe or unsafe. And unfortunately, the brain doesn't know the difference between real danger and perceived danger. So if an emotion like anxiety arises, it might think that that is danger. While it's just an emotion, it will trigger what we call the alarm system, right? The amygdala, the back of the brain, and send cortisol, adrenaline, and make us go into that fight, flight, freeze response system. Mindfulness is scientifically proven to actually change the architecture of the brain, so the prefrontal cortex, where we do higher level thinking, problem solving, self-regulation, interpersonal connection, that the prefrontal cortex can grow in activity, density, and it can engage and let the amygdala not hijack the brain. So we'll be doing these practices on a daily basis, and it's really, really important that we take care of ourselves mentally, emotionally, and physically, especially in harder times. So we'll be doing today a practice called mindful listening with mindful breathing. We'll be doing short practices that will allow you to be present in the moment, and the moment that you lose focus is another opportunity to be present again. So the definition of mindfulness is paying attention on purpose without judgment. The key there is without judgment. We tend to have a negative bias because of that survival mechanism of the brain. So when we get distracted, we sometimes will start telling ourselves stories of we're not good at this, or we should be doing something else, right? It's those moments where we get distracted that we can actually change the architecture of the brain and allow that moment to be, and then gently try again. So find your feet flat on the ground, your spine in a line but relaxed, hands in your lap, heart to the sky, and gently the offering is to close the eyes. In order for us to do the mental training, just like we need physical training to get in shape, here's the mental training. And in order for that to happen, we want to avoid as much distraction as possible. So closing the eyes allows us to really cultivate awareness in the present moment. I'll start with the sound of the bell and just try to stay with attention on the sound as long as you can. Other sounds will come, thoughts will come, just come back to the sound of the bell. And as we check in, right, this is about tuning in, checking in, not checking out. Often emotions, thoughts that feel uncomfortable, we resist and avoid. It makes it more harmful. So here we're learning how to fully accept whatever's arising with a befriending of it. So bring awareness to your feet. Notice the weight. Then gently bring awareness to your sit bones. And just notice your body sitting. And then gradually bring awareness to your hands. Any tingling, any sensation of touch. And then at the very point of our fingers, notice temperature. We're going to bring awareness to one experience at a time. And when we get distracted, which will happen inevitably, we try to gently find that distraction as soon as possible and try again. Let's begin by using sounds as our entry to the present moment. Just noticing a sound arise, fade away, and then another sound comes. And just really using a 360-degree auditory experience. Sounds in front, behind, to the sides. And when a thought or 5 thoughts pop up, the to-do list, whatever we're thinking, those are not things we need to change. We just notice it. And that noticing is mindfulness. It's activating that prefrontal cortex. and we gently try to bring awareness to the present moment. One sound at a time right now. You might hear sounds in the room that you're in or out of that room. You can scope out. You might hear sounds outside, birds, cars, wind. Thoughts, emotions, physical sensations, they'll take us away for a brief second. The noticing of taking us away is mindfulness, and we just celebrate that moment and come back. Now shifting from sound awareness to breath awareness. Mindful listening and mindful breathing are the foundational practices of mindfulness because they're the two things that can always be found in the present moment. So as you gently bring awareness to your breath, no need to change it or do anything. Just notice the inhale, the pause, and the exhale. And check the quality of breath. When there's stress, there's tension. And when there's tension, there's certain areas of our body that often hold that tension. The stomach is definitely one of those areas. Bring awareness to your belly, rise on the inhale, and fall on the exhale. Gently bring attention to your chest, expanding on the inhale, and contracting on the exhale. And then gently bring your attention to your nose, at the nostrils, the cooler air on the inhale, and the warmer air on the exhale. Pick whatever spot you felt the strongest breath, right? The belly, the chest, or nose. And just for 30 seconds, drop your awareness into that one spot of the body, just like a boat needs an anchor to stay in one place with high winds, strong currents. We can anchor into the present moment where we feel the breath is strongest. Belly, chest, nose. And try to stay with the full cycle of breath. Often our habitual patterns of thought will jump in certain parts of our experience. We'll breathe in and there's a little pause, and all of a sudden we'll have the to-do list, all the thoughts popping up about later today, the future, the past. We can make each moment last by remembering that there's only one moment to live in, and that's the here and now. So breathing in, know that we're breathing in, breathing out, know we're breathing out. And just catch 2 full cycles of breath before I close this practice with the sound of the bell. And then just like we started, I'm gonna ring the bell again and just try to stay with the sound. That's gonna be one time this round. Just stay with the sound as long as you can. And then gently wiggling toes and fingers. Letting the eyes open when you're ready and just noticing the mind, is it calmer? Notice the body if it's more relaxed. And notice if the emotional landscape feels a little better. Mindfulness is about paying attention on purpose to the present moment. This practice is proven to change our wiring and also increase our mood, improve our mood, reduce symptoms of depression, reduce symptoms of anxiety, reduce cardiovascular issues, right? Improve our blood pressure. It's just an amazing practice that has so much science behind it. The research shows that if you do this every day, it will do the huge benefits that I spoke of. I wish you well, and I can't wait to support you as we continue to move through this really challenging time. Thanks so much.